Hey everybody, Steve Olson, WSO. It's October 15th, Sunday morning, and we are sitting here with Alex Lujan. Hey, Alex.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing good. And a subscriber, not a new subscriber, but a subscriber that wanted to bring some information forward. His name is James Koonze. How are you today, Jim?
I'm doing well, and you?
So,
How you doing, James?
I'm going to let James explain what he's saying, and we're just going to politely listen to you, James. We might ask a few questions, but we'll let you get through it. And I think you were going to start us with some film from a couple months ago. But Alex, James claims to have made a discovery that might be very important to us. Let's take a look at it. Go ahead.
Before we get to that, Steve, can we go over quickly some old stuff?
Sure.
All right.
Yeah, absolutely.
So as you remember, this was from the H1 telescope, I believe. And I looked at this, and then I went through. I did some screenshots, but then if you notice from the bottom of this right here.
Yep.
See this?
Yeah, that like ring shape, almost three-dimensional ring. Yeah. And guys, this is a piece of footage that we got from a satellite that we were all looking at a couple months ago, where our actual big, huge orb appears in the back of Earth, and then it disappears, and then it's left with this ring. That's what it's showing us.
Right. I think that's the outline of a planet, and I'll show you why in a little bit. And so this just goes through. And then you had this, which I thought was very interesting. This was that eclipse that you had, if you remember, and it went like this, right?
Oh yes, the where they said,
right,
where the debunkers were saying that it was the moon that basically got in the way of the SDO satellite.
Exactly. Yeah. And then it lasted for about 45 minutes or so, and then it came out of eclipse.
Yeah.
Right.
Right, and that was a huge object of some sort covering the moon, the sun. It was not the moon for sure, in my opinion.
Right, but look at what happened. Look at the direction of the eclipse, and look how it came out of eclipse. See that? That just doesn't happen. In other words, I think there were two bodies eclipsing, one from bottom to top, and then while that was going on, there was one going from right to left. That's the only way that could happen.
This is remarkable. Nobody else that I've seen caught this, James. Good catch on your part. Wow, it is coming from the side.
Yeah. So it would have to be completely still in eclipse during that second one. You know, it just was kind of weird. So I just mentioned that.
Go back to the first one again. Would you? The first eclipse, when it first started the eclipse, when the
sure.
began? Yeah, notice everybody that it comes up from the bottom left, and then go back to where it comes back into play again, where the sun appears again.
And then it's
wow, what?
You know, because there's no way it stops and then does an exit stage left, or you know.
That tells me that it's got eclipsed by two objects, not one.
Exactly.
Interesting. Good stuff. You know, we know. In fact, this is funny that you should talk about this, because you know, with the big the hoax that was perpetrated upon Alex and I regarding the eclipse, I have a feeling that they don't want us looking at the sun with welding glasses.
And let's see here.
So everybody that bought your welding glasses, every day go out and look at that sun. Let's see if we can catch it eclipsing, because I'm pretty sure that one of us is going to catch an eclipse at one point or another. Go ahead. What are we looking at here, Jim?
We are looking quickly. I'm going to put it on a slideshow because it's easier to see. But you can see the outline of the planet right here very clearly. You see that?
Yep.
And so if I toggle back and forth, you can see it really clear. Just see how clear that is there. When you go into slideshow view. And so what's going on right here, Steve, this ray of sunshine here is actually off-gassing of a planet behind even this one. And so sometimes we can't see these things. As you know, NASA probably sees them in the infrared and that type of thing. That's how they've tracked them all this time. But so we have to sometimes look for other indicators. And look at this. This is behind the sun, and you can clearly see like volcanic vents. See that? And I'll go back. It's behind the sun, and you can kind of see it pretty clear up there. And then this object is bigger than the sun because it's viewable on the left-hand side and the right-hand side of the sun.
Huh.
And again, to the left-hand side, you can see the demarcation of a planet behind the sun. And this one's...
The Lord knows we see enough refractions off these cameras where we see clear pictures of stuff. Go ahead.
And you can see it right here. This is pretty clear. Look at that.
Wow.
And of course, that's not the sun. And the sun has charge, you know, as far as the rays of light. So, and this is also right here. You see this that I'm circling?
Yeah.
That's off-gassing of a planet behind the sun. You see that? The sun's moved away, but the off-gassing continues.
Right, because of the solar pressure.
Right, exactly. As the planet heats up, you know, it's just like a volcanic vent. And here are two planets, and watch the sun. It reaches out to these two planets. See it?
Yep.
It marries up with it, and then as it leaves, the rays of sunshine kind of wash back over back to the sun. And this just shows you the outline of those two planets behind the sun. And this one is a very large planet, probably about the same size as the sun, but look at it. It's reaching out to that planet. And then as it leaves, and this one is about the same as the other one, but look at that. There's three planets there, two and then the one. Look at that. That's pretty clear.
Whoa.
Look at that. That is just, I don't know what to think. You know, that's awesome.
It is, and we've been watching these Alaska cams with you, and it's amazing. You know, no matter how close you watch it, you don't catch everything. And then
exactly.
A guy like you comes along and says, "Hey, I was watching on days you were watching it, and look what I found." Right?
Yeah. And then I try and get, you know, the entire span of the event so I can kind of put together these movie type PowerPoint. Because look at right here, something is stopping the rays of the sun right here. There's like a demarcation line.
Right, very clear one. And then all of a sudden an object appears.
Yeah, and then in the upper left, you see that where it reaches out to where it just left. And then it's still, this planet behind the sun is venting tremendously.
Right.
And this just shows you that planet behind the sun again with it's very hot. And you can see the volcanic vents, if you want to call them that, or just
outgassing or whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very visible. Look at that.
Oh my God.
You know, that could be that fiery red dragon once it comes loose, you know, I don't know. But that's a pretty darn good picture there.
It sure is. I just appreciate you sharing this. But one of the discoveries that you made recently that really prompted the call, though, is where I want to get to.
Okay.
But if you don't let me rush you. I mean, you're setting context. I know you are. So.
Yeah. So you're right. One, I think it has to do with Planet X and
Go ahead.
end time scenario. I'm a fellow Christian, and basically, I had heard that NASA was tracking these things possibly in the infrared through Hubble and other telescopes in Antarctica and that type of thing, right?
Right.
So what I did is I procured a set of binoculars and that's able to see in the infrared. And so
you should have just donated those to me. Because
they're expensive, but at the same time they're affordable, somewhat. They run around $500. But I just started using them on the 8th of October. So let me just
you're just getting your bearings with this new instrument that you just bought. And
correct.
I just kidding about that. I just want to see your.
No, it is true.
I don't need to get the actual binoculars. I want to see your pictures though, for sure.
Let me get out of this PowerPoint and then we'll get right in there.
Oh, I like that picture. See how it eclipses the light?
Yeah.
All right.
You got a great eye.
All right. So these are all the ones I prepared for you.
Awesome.
So let's do the ones I did last night. I drove about 70 miles away to Oroville, California. It's about 5,000 ASL above sea level.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just a lot more clear up there and easier to see things. So basically all I did is I figured, well, if NASA's tracking stuff in the infrared, if I have something that can see in the IR range, why not just give it a chance? I haven't seen any planets or anything like that, got that. But, at first I just tried looking at the stars, right? Mm-hmm. And so
that's what I do. As soon as I got that thing out of the box, I'd be looking at the moon first. I'd look at the stars.
Right. And so this is what I found. As you can see, you got your main object, and then behind it are the other stars, if you will.
Yep. And what constellation are we looking in here, James? Do you know?
No, I have no idea. Okay. I have no idea. I gotta be
randomly looking up at stars right now.
Exactly. No rhyme or reason. Just, hey, let me take a look at stars. And this is what you see, and this is something that should be a couple light years away, right?
At like least 40 or 80, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. So, this should be our firmament, and there's no way this should be happening. Seeing this. They pulse.
James.
What's that?
Pause it. Okay. Stop right there. Okay, good. Okay, and that's just a random star that you just like, hey, there's a star, let's look at that star.
Yeah, exactly right. And
that all of the stars behave this way when you use
I am saying 100% every star I look at is this. So I don't know if they're positioning themselves, and let me just say I don't believe in aliens. What I believe is fallen angels / demons lying to mankind to say, kind of like the N.A.S.A thing, right?
Right. So you're one of the people that believe that fallen angels disguise themselves as aliens in the book, in the Genesis 6 account. And that's who we're dealing with. We're actually dealing with fallen angels that are using whatever crafts or whatever technology that they had access to deceive the human race. That's what you think?
Right. Because it's a war against God, right?
Right.
For souls, and that's their desires to turn mankind away from God. And one of the ways is the great deception during the tribulation period. And you got to remember, I'm a military war veteran, not a war veteran. Actually, I was in a war zone, but just say a military veteran of 26 years. So I understand when you're in a war, certain things happen. One, you don't waste effort, right? So if you look at it from that perspective and you look at tactical versus strategic, Tactical is kind of like your short term here and now. In other words, a guy in the medieval times, he paints a picture of a UFO in the sky. That applies to him during that period of time. And today we take photos of stuff in the sky. That's good for us today. But the tactical or the strategic aspect is from, let's say, the Anunnaki period and the Sumerians. As long as that continues to happen throughout human history, it builds up a repertoire, if you will, to where this consistently keeps happening and happening, to where there's a strategic effect where mankind now believes in aliens. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So,
and I've worked through this mental exercise many times, like many of us have, by the way. And this is not a. I'm glad you're bringing it on the table, because this is a big area of big debate, right, and big concern, right? Are we being approached by extraterrestrials from other planets like Pleiades, Andromeda, Zeta, all these different things that we hear? Are these alien beings that are hands off to the Earth and hands off to humans, or whatever's going on?
right.
Or are they Decepticons? Are they wolves in sheep's clothing? Are they fallen angels per the book of Enoch and the book of Giants and the book of Genesis, where it speaks of beings that were assigned to watch the earth, to protect the earth, and instead they became destroyers of the earth? Which one is it, guys? You know, and I'm not sure I'm to the answer on this yet. Alex, what do you think?
Me, I'm on with you guys too. I always believed that the fallen angels were actually this was going to be the big deception of us, them telling us that they were aliens, aliens are going to come and help, but they were the fallen angels actually that came.
Yeah.
That's what I always believed when I was growing up, that they were fallen angels.
Can I tell you guys a story from 1988?
I probably haven't heard it.
1988, I am in Bible school, right? And we go to Jamaica for a mission trip. You know, it's part of our Bible school training. So we go and we guest preach at the churches in Jamaica, and it was a wonderful experience, man. I mean, it was a God blessed experience all the way around. Anyway, I got to preach at this converted bar. It was a converted bar, and the owner of it was a Christian. She had to keep her bar open because she couldn't make money other way. So she hid all the alcohol from me so I wouldn't see it. I'm like, honey, you don't have to hide that stuff, man. I get it. But anyway, to make a long story short, we're coming back from that session at this church. It was wonderful. I'll never forget it. And I'm sitting with this gal named Anita, and we're driving, and she's one of the chaperones for the group. And we're having this deep conversation about what is the decide. This is 1988, guys, okay? 1988, driving on a lonely country road in Jamaica. And all of a sudden, I got hit with a Godsmack, like just this huge burst of powerful energy hits me. And it was very clear to me that it was going to be, and I said it out loud. I said, aliens. She goes, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? You just got done preaching. We're in Jamaica. What the hell are you talking about? And I looked over and I said, they're going to say they're aliens. They are going to say that they are aliens. And she goes, you've got to tell somebody. And I'm like, well, God, it's 2017. That took long enough, didn't it?
Yep.
So I'm telling you guys, that's what happened to me. Again, I'm not going to sit there and say one experience is going to define what I think. But boy, I'll tell you what, as a clue, it was clear to me that they want us to think they're aliens. They want us to think that they are in our best interest. They want us to think that they created us.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's,
and once they say that, do you believe them or the biblical record where it says God created man? Because once you look at the two, and the only other thing you would have
even more sneaky. They say, oh, that was us. We're the Elohim.
Right. Exactly.
Now, I don't know for sure if Elohim means God, yet. But I do know there's a difference between the creator of the universe and these yahoos that are trying to tell us that they created us. Here's what I think. I think they downgraded us. Explain to me why a human being can only use 20% of our genetic material. In other words, all that information that's tied up in the human genome, we only functionally use, I don't know what the number is, it's in the 20s, I guess. But what about the other 70%? Why aren't those turned on? Why aren't those genes turned on? Why isn't our brain 100% active? Why aren't we like Lucy in that one movie where we could just flash interdimensionally from one place to another? Why aren't we like Jesus to where we can walk through a wall?
All I know is that the angels are made a little, biblically it says the angels are made a little higher than man. And with that comes what? Immortality and a lot more knowledge than we have, of course. And so, of course, they're going to use that power, if you will, and position to their advantage. And I'm talking about the fallen angels now, right? To deceive mankind, which they're more than able to do. And this great deception is a lot bigger than, you know, the old Left Behind, Tim LaHaye book, Left Behind movies, you know, bam, everyone's gone. Got that. But this great deception afterwards is just going to be huge. Like these things in the sky, it's my belief, they're just waiting for, let's say, the rapture to happen. And then, boom, the skies are just going to come alive with, you know, some type of show that's just going to wow the pants off of mankind, you know? I would, in a way, I'd like to be around to see it, but there's no way I want to be around to see it.
Yeah, look, good place to segue the conversation. Do you have that picture you showed Alex and I yesterday? The one with the really bright object?
Yeah. In fact, I got video with, you know, the bright objects as well. Let me get out of this one and see if I can.
The reason that this is relevant is one of the parts of the Bible talks about wormwood taking 1/3 of the stars with it to the ground. And
Correct.
I always thought to myself, well, okay, well, I don't believe that because the stars of heaven are these huge suns, and there's no way that that anything's going to drag down to the earth that's a star. But this gives
a meteor or an asteroid. See, that's a pretty good one there. I can show you and this was done last night. And again, I can point this to any star in the heavens. And I call it the unstarry night because there's no stars up there. This is what's up there.
You know, that reminds me of those little orbs that are falling to the earth in Africa, and they'll find these little orbs all over the place, and they're that shape. The question I'm wondering is, are they trying to paint an artificial star field right now? I mean, I know that's crazy, tinfoil hat, I get it, but we're just speculating right now. We're just trying to figure out what's going on.
You're not in no tinfoil hat because NASA does have a space simulator, so that's probably what they're using up there.
Well, I think this is too massive to be painted on. I think these are one-on-one entities in a craft. Remember, I think there was another gentleman, I forget his name. He was on your show. He was showing you the ISS live stream where this ball of light came out of that hole. Remember that?
I do. Yeah.
Well, what if these are the mature, let's say that's an immature craft, right? And let's say what I'm showing you is the mature. You know what I'm saying? Because every one of these things I'm showing you is exactly the same except for color. In other words, they're produced. And I think what we saw via the ISS live stream was seeing something produced. All of them have that diamond shape underneath or that rhombus, right?
Mm-hmm.
The only difference is the color.
So here you're just looking at the star field.
Right. And here's 3 in a row.
What? What is that?
That's what I'm saying, man. This is awesome.
Whoa.
And they just look like stars from far away.
What? I already know I'm gonna say I don't know what I'm looking at, but it doesn't look natural, whatever it is.
No, it doesn't.
What? Look at that. There's 2 of them.
You know, this kind of reminds me of, I don't know if you guys ever heard of
and then I zoom back out and back into the star field, right?
Yeah.
Just to provide context of what I'm looking at. And then you can see even more. You can see them back there, just little balls, but they're not stars. And there's some over here and here, and all of them are balls. They're not stars. Look at them all. That's what I'm saying. I go up and I look at the stars at night, and it's an unstarry night. There's no stars anymore. It's nothing but these things.
With those little rhombus dots on them like that. Just,
Yep.
I don't even know what to say about this. Wow.
Not to worry. Watch what I got. Some other stuff that's a little better. The 3 in a row thing was pretty darn good.
No, that what that showed us is that what it wasn't unique just to one light up there. It was.
Oh no,
that's very good. We needed to see that.
Let's see this one. Again, all this was shot last night, and it's a little jerky because the binoculars do not have a screw on that's normal for a tripod. Because I do have a tripod, but it just doesn't.
We got to figure out how to mount that thing.
Yeah. But I calm down and I try and focus. And
guys, look at this. What are we looking at here? Is this just a weird...
See, it's got like a scar right here, like a slash. A lot of them have that, and then of course this diamond. And within that diamond are 4, and I'll get to the photo too that you requested, but it's got like 4 circles at each of the like top, bottom, left, right. Look at that.
What in the hell are we looking at here? Thank you for bringing this to our attention, James, with your binocular telescope, man, or your binocular.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh my God.
Like this is a blue one. Most of them are white, but there's blue and there's red and there's white, basically. And there's kind of like a rainbowy ones as well. But most of them are red, white, or blues. You know, our national colors. Imagine that.
Imagine that. Well, guys, I think this is a good place for us to kind of just leave this mystery out there. Is there? Did you put these up on a YouTube channel, James, where people can go study them?
Oh, this is a good one. Actually, no. But look at this. This was a cluster that.
My buddy Nola, a lab, just showed up here, guys. Doing an interview right now. Baby. Come here, baby. Oh,
these are interesting.
She just loves her brother Steve. She just loves Steve. Oh, I love you too, baby. I do. I love you.
Look at that.
I know. I see that right now.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Sorry, I was getting my dog fix. I love dogs, in case you guys don't know.
Yeah, I have like 9 puppies here now with me.
Here, you guys keep talking for a second. I'm gonna go.
All right.
Keep looking at. I got to say hi to my friend here. Just a second.
All right.
Okay.
But as you can see, I'm just kind of panning, looking for.
And
as you can see,
and you're out here in California too?
Yeah, I live in Sacramento, but I usually go up to Oroville because, you know, the altitude is higher, the atmosphere is thinner. It's just a lot better viewing up there.
Yeah, I'm from Fresno.
Oh, okay.
You're only like 2 hours away from me.
Yeah.
And you've been seeing this stuff here for how long?
Well, you know, I don't know when the phenomenon, I don't know when it actually started. Here's kind of a good stable view. Here, look at that. But once it gets in really close, it's hard to keep it in focus. But
yeah, because
I don't know when it actually began. I know that on October 8th, that's when I started looking.
That's because you got the instrument. You know?
Yep.
Yeah. And I had it, you know, about a month before, but I did not do anything with it because I bought it for a cruise that I went on, because the cruise was to Alaska of all places, right?
Right.
But it was overcast every stinking day, and so I couldn't really use them. Look at this one. This one's kind of a rainbow color. And just look at that. This one I tried to stay really calm.
There's that rumba thing in there again.
Yeah.
There always seems to be three out. Always.
What the hell are we looking at?
So when you go outside, wherever you are, whether California, Minnesota, wherever, just think that you're not looking at stars. And actually, I'm headed to Nevada tonight, and I'm going to see if I see the same thing there that I see so far. And then I'll go to Southern California to see my brother, and I'll do the same thing down there to see, you know, if it's everywhere, there's millions of these things up there, maybe tens of millions, you know? So
all you did, James Koonze, is you come in and created more questions than answers today. But that's part of what we do at WSO.
mm-hmm.
We obviously don't know everything, and the only way
Exactly.
to learn is to wade in and do the work. Anybody else out there, WSOville, that has a similar binocular IR telescope or whatever, and if you've been catching the same thing, we'd like to see your picture. Send them to me at olson.steven.d@gmail.com. We'll set up a Zoom with you. If we think it's something to investigate like we do here with James, we'll get on a Zoom with you and let you present your evidence. But this is compelling. I don't know what to say about it. Any answers out there, you guys? Any explanations as to what this could be? Let us know, WSO. Holy crap, man. This is just crazy stuff.
Yeah, it is.
Wow. All right, well, we've got it out there. We've got your evidence out there, James, as you wanted to. We're going to let the WSO universe take a look at it, see if we can come up with some answers.
All right.
And we'll bring you back. We start to see other people's stuff. What will happen is 10 or 12 other people will send me similar footage, and then we can start piecing it together and see what's going on. But wow, thank you.
I know. I'm amazed. I'm shocked.
Yeah. I think the great deception has begun, you know, by these. They're pre-positioned and ready to go for whatever Satan, if you will.
Satan, yeah.
Whenever he's ready to go.
Satan, my adversary. Satan, the adversary. Hey, listen, Satan, F you. Anyway, the next thing is, but it's just, so I wanted to bring one last point out. I just remembered it. So a lot of times I look at that South Davis Skycam in Antarctica. And anybody that wants to go do this. What you'll see, and this is one of those things that perplexed me. This adds to the mystery. The star map would change in the sky over that Skycam twice a night. Literally changed the whole star map. So Big Dipper's here, Big Dipper all of a sudden ends up over somewhere else in 1 second. Very interesting stuff. Just more questions than answers, though. Keep going, guys.
Hey, Steve, while you were absent with the dog, I showed this one. This is another iteration of it. Basically, there's a cluster.
Oh, my.
You know, about 10, 12, 15 of them.
All right, guys. Let's see if we can pull this stuff apart. Thanks for joining, Alex. It's always good to see you, buddy.
It's good to see you too, guy.
We'll have you back on once get some more footage, and we'll see if we can piece it together, guys.
All right,
WSO, it's October 15th. This is Steve Olson, Alex Lohan, looking at another subscriber out there, or another subscriber / creator, James Koonze, and his evidence that he put together with an IR-enabled binocular telescope that he's been playing with. And that's how research is done, guys. Any final thoughts?
Final thoughts is I want to know what the heck we are looking at. There's a lot of them out there, man.
Yeah. James, any final thoughts you want to leave my subscribers with?
I think, as you say, we do this not out of fear, but to inform and educate people so they can know what's coming, and they need not be fearful.
Amen.
And that's it.
Amen.
That's right. All right. No fear, guys. Hope you guys all have a wonderful Sunday. Take care.
All right.